Hello everyone, I am Poonam Yadav, Assistant Professor Sri Shankaracharya Mahavidyalaya Junwani Bhilai, here with the video lecture on Flyn's and Feng's classification for MSc Computer Science 4th semester, subject Advanced Computer Architecture, Paper 3, Elective 2, Unit 1, Video Part 1. So, in this video, we will cover the concept of parallel computer, what are the basic terminology used here, and features of parallel processor, then Flyn's classification and Feng's classification. Okay, so let's start our lecture. Parallel computer, an interconnected set of processing elements PE which cooperate with communicating with one another to solve large problem fast. Okay, so what is the meaning of, what is the definition of parallel computer? Says that the processing element, okay, whatever this control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, memory, these are the processing element which cooperate with communicating with one another processor. Okay, one processing unit connecting and communicating with another processing unit to solve very large problem very fast. Okay, before going to start parallel computer concept or in this concept, we will just I'll give you some example or some of why we need parallel computer. Okay, so as we think about if we think about the for example environmental analysis, okay, weather forecasting, astrophysics, aerodynamics, or in the field of artificial intelligence, computer vision, okay, supercomputer modeling. So these are these some domain specific area, okay, which they require large number of computational operations. Okay, so they require large storage capacity, calculation computation part are required, so they require to solve the problem very fast. For in such area we require computer or system which work very quickly, which gives the output very quickly. So these are for this reason we require parallel computer. So here the parallel computer comes the existence. Okay, so the keywords in this the definition we will have PE, processing elements, communication and cooperation. So the different set of PEs, processing elements communicating with each other for cooperation and communication with another to solve the complex problem and very fast quickly. Okay, so I hope you understand the concept of means basic definition of parallel computer. Now the basic terminology, parallel processing. Parallel processing means process of information processing that emphasizes the concurrent manipulation of data element belonging to one or more processing solving a single problem. For solving a single problem, they are having concurrent manipulation of data elements. Okay, they having a single problem, but in case sometimes in case large problem, okay, they required concurrent manipulation of data element. Okay, for such type of processing called parallel processing. Throughput means number of results it produces per unit of time. Okay, just kind of output, how fast the system will give the output, the number of results, we call it as throughput. Then pipelining. Pipelining means the computation is divided into some set of parts. Okay, it's called stages, segments or stages. Then output of one segment goes to the input of the next. Then in this way all segments are connected. Such type of such concept is called pipelining. Okay, so these are the also important point in terms of parallel processing. Then data parallelism, use of multiple functional unit to apply the same operation simultaneously to the element of the data set. Data parallelism means the element of data sets are means we provide data in a parallelism. Okay, so use of multiple functional unit to apply the same operation simultaneously to the elements of data set. We perform the same operation in a different data. Suppose a plus b, then c plus d, then e plus h, means operation is same, addition is there, but we are using different data set. Okay, so this is the data parallelism. Then speed up is a ratio of TS and TP. TS, what is the TS? The time needed for the most efficient sequential algorithm to perform computation, and TP means the time for the pipelining. Okay, so this ratio is called speed up. Then degree of parallelism. Degree of parallelism is the total number of processors required to execute a process in which each time period, for particular time, how many number of processors are required to execute is called degree of parallelism. An efficient parallel program has a high degree of parallelism. Okay, so as the degree of parallelism is increases, the efficiency of the program is also increases. Now what are the features of parallel processor? Then basic or very general feature is better quality of solution. Yes, because the problems are divided into different computer, and all these problems are solved by the different node, and it will give the better solution, better quality of solution, because the problem is divided into subpart. So the solution we will get very quickly and in a better quality. Then better algorithm. Yes, because there are different type of computers are there, they are using different method, so it will give also better algorithm. Then better storage distribution. Yes, because we are using number of processing elements, number of storage element or memory, then it will allow a large number of storage capacity. Then greater reliability, it has having better tolerance of any fault tolerance. Okay, so it will give better result even the system fails. Now come to the concept of Flyn's classification. So this is a very important concept given by Flyn's, which in which the computer this computer architecture is divided in the 4 different type of category on the basis of data and data and instruction. Okay, so here is the detail of this concept. Flyn's classification, it is introduced by Michael J. Flynn in 1966. Okay, this classification distinguishes multiprocessor computer architectures according to independent dimension. Okay, so this classification is based on 2 dimension. What are these? An instruction stream is sequence of instruction executed by the machine. Okay, so instruction stream, there is an instruction stream, and one is a data stream. Data stream is sequence of data including input, partial or temporary result used by the instruction stream. Okay, so this whole overall classification is based on instruction and data. Okay, how these are managed? Then each of these dimensions can have only one of the 2 possible state, single or multiple. Okay, so these 2 dimension instruction and data can have 2 possible states, either single or multiple. Okay, then Flyn's classification depends on the distinction between the performance of control unit and data processing unit. Okay, how the performance of control unit and data processing unit is in on the basis of this classification can be done. So here is the 4 type of classification. SISD, single instruction, single data. SIMD, single instruction, multiple data. MISD, multiple instruction, single data, then MIMD, multiple instruction, multiple data. Okay, now we will see these four type of classification in detail. So here is the SISD. Computer executes single instruction and single data at a time. Okay, at a time only single instruction and single data is there. Okay, it is also called scalar processor. Okay, and single instruction, only one instruction stream is being act on by the CPU during one clock cycle. Okay, for particular one clock cycle time, it has only one instruction stream. Okay, and in single data, only one data stream is being used as a input during any one clock cycle. This is the deterministic execution. Okay, an example of SISD is IBM 701, VAX 11 and CDC 6600. Here is a block diagram of SISD. In here you can see there is a input output connection to CU control unit, and this is a processing unit, and this is a memory unit. Okay, so there is single data stream works here. Okay, and one instruction unit. So here this processing element are single data and single instruction will be work. Okay, so CU means control unit, processing unit PU, MU means memory unit, instruction stream is written as IS, and DS is a data stream. Okay, so this is a uniprocessor architecture. Now the example of is SISD is like that. Here's a one particular time, one period of time, load A, load B, and C equal to A plus B, and store A plus B. Okay, so if I will say that suppose at a time only A plus B will perform. Okay, so this is the called single instruction single data. Okay, at a time only addition will perform, and this it will be stored. Okay, so now in the next now single instruction multiple data. Okay, this is the type of parallel computer. Here single instruction means instruction is one, only single instruction is work at a time, but on the multiple data. Okay, so all processing units execute the same instruction issued by the control unit at any given clock cycle. Okay, in this multiple processor executing instruction given by one control unit. Okay, there is one control unit is there, and this control unit give the instruction. Okay, and multiple data, each processing unit can operate on different data element. Okay, and the processor are connected to the shared memory or interconnected network, providing multiple data to processing unit. Example is array processor. For array processor, connection machine CM2, then MP1, MP2, then IBM 9000, Cray C90, then Fujitsu VP NEC SX2. These are the example of SIMD architecture or computer. For this type, machine typically has an instruction dispatcher, a very high bandwidth internal network, and a very large array of very small capacity instruction unit. Okay, the single instruction is executed by different processing unit on different data set. Single instruction is executing by different processing units on different data set. Okay, so there are different processing units are there, single instruction, but processing units are different and data set are different. So these are the specialized problem characterized by a high degree of regularity, such as image processing and vector computation. This is a synchronous and deterministic execution. Now we will see the block diagram of SIMD. Here you can see one instruction stream connected to CU. Okay, then CU provide the instruction to all the processing element, and these processing element are connected with the local memory. Okay, and these are the data set working on it. Now you can see PE1 then PEN. So n data sets are connected with the single instruction stream. Okay, so here is the LM means local memory, PE means processing element. Okay, so in this way this SIMD architecture design example is suppose we have n data set. Okay, and this different data set, but instruction is the same. Okay, so we perform same instruction. Here you can see A1 B1 and here is a multiplication performed and stored in C1. Again load A2 B2 and multiplication will perform and stored in C2. Then again load AN BN and multiplication will perform. Okay, so for this particular unit of time, we can see that only one instruction multiplication will perform. Okay, performing here and for in the different data set. Okay, so in this way SIMD will work. Now MISD. Okay, multiple instruction operate on a single data stream. Means data stream is one single. Okay, single data stream and multiple instruction. Means suppose particular unit of time we will perform A plus B, then A into B, then A slash B, then A minus B. Okay, so instructions are different but data are same. Okay, so each processing unit operate on the data independently via independent instruction stream. Single data stream is forwarded to different processing unit which are connected to different control unit and execute instruction given to it by control unit to which it is attached. Okay, so here what will happen, there are array of processors are there. Okay, so this array this processor are connected with as an array, and this data are sent one by one to different processor. Like here you can see memory, data and program. Okay, so here is the program and data are stored. Here is the instruction. Okay, different instructions are given to different this CU. Okay, these are the processor, different processing unit are there. Okay, so CU and this is a processing unit. Okay, so CU and PU are different, and but these instructions are different, but this data stream is same. So these are going to one by one to this processor to this next processor in this way. So this array type connection is there for MISD. Okay, now you can see means for the same data A1 different operations are performing for a particular time. Okay, so this is the example of MISD. If we say MISD, so for practically or for in general they are using they are not using generally. Now MIMD means multiple instruction multiple data. These are the general purpose computer system using this type of architecture. So multiple instruction, every processor may be executing a different instruction stream. Okay, means there are different instruction stream and they are working on a different data stream. Okay, provided by a shared memory, and can be categorized by loosely coupled or tightly coupled. This MIMD is two type of category, loosely coupled and tightly coupled, depending on the sharing of data and control, how they are sharing this data and control based on this. Okay, so execution can be synchronous or asynchronous, deterministic or non-deterministic. Now MIMD processor organizations are different processor, each processing different task. Okay, means one PU performing the A plus B, then another is performing C into D, then another performing E minus H. Okay, so in this way they are working different instruction on different data set. Okay, most popular supercomputers, network parallel computers, grid and multiprocessor SMP computer, including some type of PCs. So okay, so these in this MIMD concept are used. Example is IBM 370, Cray 2, UNIVAC 1100 and 80. So here is the block diagram. You can see different data streams are working. Okay, in this they are connected with a shared memory, and here is the different instructions are coming. Okay, example of this here you can see this in this instruction is data is A1 and B1. They are loading A and B, A1 B1, then performing multiplication in this way. Okay, and in another processing element they are performing x equal to y into z, sum is equal to x into 2. Okay, so is in this way different processing unit performing the different tasks on different types of data set. Okay, so this is the concept of MIMD. Here is some more examples of this Flynn's classification, SIS, SD, SIMD and MIMD. Okay, then next classification is Fang's classification. Okay, so in the Fang's classification, here Fangs are using degree of parallelism. Okay, so Fangs in 1972 gave the new classification on the basis of degree of parallelism for the computer architecture. It is have sequential and parallel operations at bit and word level. Okay, to produce the classification. Here using the concept of bit and word. Okay, so maximum degree of parallelism P is defined as the maximum number of bits that can be processed within a unit of time for a computer system. For a particular time, that number of bit or word can be, what are the maximum number of bits can be processed for a particular unit of time is called degree of parallelism, maximum degree of parallelism. Here is the formula. Suppose PA is the average degree of parallelism, which is denoted as summation of I equal to 1 to T Pi upon T, where PA is the average parallelism degree, Pi is the number of bits processed in ith processor cycle, and T is the processor cycle indexed by 1 to T. Okay, here is an index cycle. For particular cycle, this process this number of processes there. Okay, Pi. Then summation of Pi upon T is calculated as average parallelism degree. Then we can find out the utilization rate as mu equal to Pa upon P. Okay, so average processing time, average degree of parallelism upon P. Okay, so in this way we can say if P is equal to Pa, okay, then we will get mu equal to 1, means 100% utilization we will get. So okay, so by using this relation, Flanks define the four type of classification on the basis of bit and word level. Okay, bit and word length. So here is the representation of different type of computers on the basis of word length and bit slice. So this, this, uh, 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 this, horizontal line represented by word length n. Okay, and this vertical line represented by bit slice length. What is a bit slice? A string of bits, one from each of the word at the same vertical level. Okay, so the bit slice, string of bit and word length n. Now you can see here like this. In this point, one bit, one word, one bit. Okay, so this relation is represented as 1 comma 1. Okay, one word, one bit. It is minima. This system is represented as minima. In PDP 11 they are using 16 word and 1 bit slice. Okay, so 1 bit slides are work. Okay, and this IBM 370 is 32.1. Now this ELIAC 4 is using 64. Okay, so PEP. So these are the on the basis of this value of n and m, they are categorized the computer architecture. So maximum parallel degree of a given computer C is represented as PC equal to n into m. Okay, multiplication of n into m is the maximum parallel degree of any computer. So here is the 4 type of classification is word serial, bit serial, WS, BS, word parallel, bit serial, WP, BS, then word serial, bit parallel, WS, BP, then word parallel, bit parallel, WP, BP. Okay, so in these 4 methods, these FANGs divided the computer architecture, where n and m equal to 1. Okay, this WB, WS, BS will work. Okay, this method works where n and m equal to 1. It is also known as bit processing because one bit is processing at a time. Bit processing system. This process is called bit processing. Okay, this used in first generation computer. Now WSBP means word serial, bit parallel, means word are serial and bit are parallel. Okay, so bit are means here n equal to 1 and m value of m will changes. Okay, in this diagram here you can see this. Okay, so here the value of n is the 1 same. Okay, and the value of m, okay, bit slice are varies. This falls in this second category. It is also known as bit slice processing because an m bit slice process at a time. M bit slice process at a time. Now WPBS means where the value of m is 1. Okay, means bit slice is constant and value of n means word length will be changes. Okay, so this is found in most existing computer. These are the most general purpose computer. Then WPBP means where n and m both are greater than 1. It is generally fully parallel processing. Okay, here array of m into n bits processing simultaneously, and these are the fastest processing mode. Now here is the example of FANG's classification. In the first WS, BS both are serial or both are 1. Then we will having minima example. Okay, here is the degree of parallelism 1 1 and WPBS where n is equal to 1 and m is greater than 1. Value of n is constant and m is vary. It is called bit slice processing, and example is Stran, Goodyear and Aerospace, MPP, Goodyear Aerospace, DAP, ICL, England. Okay, here is the degree of parallelism for Stran 1 to 56 and MPP this is the 16384, then DAP 14096. Now WSBP, where value of n is greater than 1 and value of m is constant. Okay, word slice processing, where example is IBM 370 168 UP. Okay, 168 up, here is the degree 64.1, then CDC 6600 then VEX 11 780 1632.1. So these are the examples. You have to know which model or which model falling which category. Okay, so that's why we are discussing for the model. Suppose WP BP, here is a ELIAC 4 and S1 this TIASC. Okay, so in this way, here is a degree of parallelism for ELIAC is 64. Okay, so in this way, Flinks classify the computer on the basis of their word and bit level. Okay, but in some cases it will not successful because of less of pipelining. They are not using the pipelining concept. So in this for this reason it will not success for the concept. And now references: advanced computer architecture by Kai Hong, then advanced computer architecture and parallel processing by Kai Hong and F.A. Briggs, then advanced computer architecture by Rajiv Chopra. So students, with this video we completely cover the concept of Flinks classification and Fang's classification. Both are the important concept on the exam point of view, and this is your first topic, first unit. Okay, so you can understand this this concept with this video. I hope you understand the concept. Thank you very much.